Well, driving around, doing some errands here. It was a rainy, rotten day, so there wasn't a ton done at the barn. And as you can imagine, with the weather being the way it is, got some sick horses at the barn. Just trying to get everybody cleaned up so we can do a little droning next Friday and get, even though the sale season isn't over, but it'd be nice to get on with the training of the babies, even though we haven't got them all in yet. But that's what we're looking forward to. It always comes in waves, right? Every part of the year. Train the babies up to qualifying season. You have that mounting pressure of qualifying season. Then you get into stake season. You kind of know what you got for the most part. Then you come to sale season and you're rushed. I always say this is the busiest time of year when something busy comes up. But I truly believe the busiest time of year after doing this now for quite a while is the end of stake season as it overlaps into sale season. That is really, really taxing. And now we're coming to the end of sale season. One more major sale left in Harrisburg next week, and then it'll be full speed ahead for the babies after that. So I'm going to go through the two-year-olds that we got coming through. A number of them are back in. Some of them aren't, and they won't be back until December 1st. I always do this video the last 3 weeks. Not a whole lot changes, right? But I'll let you know if something has. Almost Their Boss will likely won't be back until December 1st. Amor Diener, I almost brought him back in the other day, but we'll probably wait a little bit. We'll bring some of the two-year-olds back in waves, put them at Northfield Park where they're going to stay for a little while, and then we'll in turn swap them out for yearlings going north of the border. Now, I had asked Lauren and Jason to take a look at the hard numbers in Northfield. What do we need in Northfield to make sure that we keep our employees employed on that side of the border? More importantly, who should be at Northfield, right? What horses do we need that maybe would benefit from training at Northfield instead of Tamiko Training Center? So there's a number of horses on that list. Amor Diener, as I said, he'll come back in probably towards the end of the month. You'll see some of those horses start to swap, and once we do, I'll let you know that the horse is back in, but Amor Diener is not back in yet. Archer's Rainbow is back in and is training. Harry really likes this filly. Obviously, towards the end of last year, there's a little, what the vet called laxity on one side of the neck. There's nothing you can do about it. There's nothing that, it wasn't a damaged area on the horse. It's just maturity. It's just one of those things. Will the horse get stronger, or will that be a problem? If it's a problem, what options do we have? As of right now, it hasn't been a problem at all training back. Really happy with what I've seen. I know I asked Harry, I said I was going to take her back up. Me, personally, I would just gallop her back to the races. Strengthen her up, get her airway, get her strong as you can. Harry's been training her a little bit. We're going to see what happens as Harry has horses come back in too. Is his barn going to get a little taxed? If it is, I'll bring Archer's Rainbow back up there. But quite frankly, regardless of whether she leaves Harry's now or stays at Harry's, she'll probably race under Harry Polton's banner. I don't see any reason not to. She's a perfect horse for him. Keep weight on her, keep her real quiet. Keep a very close eye on her. Harry likes to have an 8 or 10 horse barn. Nellie and her mom and a couple other people there, maybe a little more, but they keep an eye on all the horses very, very closely. All of our trainers do, but I think when it comes to the horses, Archer's Rainbow is a good fit for Harry's barn. Another good horse, good fit also that's training back now, Better Be Sawyer. She's in now and going full speed ahead. I saw her train yesterday. I thought she trained very, very well. Blue Bayou Dio is out in the field. She's going to stay out there until probably December 1st. Her Garden State Dio and Unbeatable Kemp are in Kentucky with Dr. Haley Moore at her farm, and they'll remain there probably until December 1st. Bomb Hugger is, where's Bomber at? Bomb Hugger's in Pennsylvania at Wayne Schaefer and Jacob Schaefer's farm, Schaefer and Sons. We'll leave her out till probably December 15th for Bomber. She had a long season and raced very, very well. Very happy with her, and we'll get her back in, as I said, probably mid-December. Century Invictus, the girl at the farm said he was a little bit sore on one foot today. She didn't know if he'd stepped on something or what he'd done. There didn't appear to be any injuries, but I said, well, keep me informed. I mean, if you're worried that he got himself in trouble, kicked the wall or did something, or kicked the fence post, or who knows, when the babies are out playing around, then we can have the vet go look at him. But I said for now, maybe just give him some anti-inflammatories and keep him in for a day. I'm not too worried. From time to time, we'll get a call from Turnout Farm saying, hey, Anthony, the horse is a little bit sore today. It's a job, and I'm glad they do that. But I don't want them to overreact either. I mean, most horses that get injured in a field setting will heal up just fine. And if they're God forbid, if they crack a bone or something, we can just take them back home and stand them in the stall for the time it takes. Listen, we've all rolled our ankle. Some of us have broken bones, and they all heal up pretty good. It's not like you're in a high torque situation like you are in a race. When you're talking about field injuries, they're not really the same for the most part. They are sometimes, but for the most part, they're not. Confederate Cruiser will come back in anytime now. Him and Amordine are probably on the same schedule. If we had a truck coming this way next week, could we take them in? Yes. We had them scheduled for December 1st. We'll see how that schedule plays out. Duke Dio, I schooled him off the gate in 2 minutes on Lasix the other day. 1, he trotted good. I was very happy with what I saw. 2, most importantly, no blood, no mucus. He was fine. He's entered the Lasix program. He may not race for another week simply because I'd like to race him at Mohawk in the Maiden, to be quite frank. And the Mohawk and Maiden at Mohawk goes on Thursdays. Sometimes it's carried over to Fridays, but if you remember, he was put on the Lasix program last Friday. 15 days would be, and that's the rule in Ontario, 14 clear days, so you can race on the 15th day. That would be Saturday. So it's either wait until the next week to race him at Mohawk or race him at Flamborough or something. I think I'd rather just wait for Mohawk, to be quite honest. So I think you'll probably see Duke Dio maybe school again next Friday, and then the following Thursday race at Mohawk. Isa 10 will come back in again towards the end of the month, December 1st type. Garden State Dio, same type of deal there. Grace, she won't come back until mid-December, I take it. She's, it's November 1st now. She's just getting into the field now, so mid-December for Grace. Granite Hill is back now jogging. Jason said he is monstrous. He looks huge, which is good. That's what we wanted, right? He was an immature colt, but will that monstrous animal have speed? That will be up to him. We'll be keeping a close eye on Granite Hill. Hill of Magic, I believe the veterinarian, I've been saying he's going to x-ray, so I finally asked Jason while the vet was there, are you going to x-ray this filly, please? And let me know where her fracture's at. What I mean by her healing process, where is it at? Can she go in the pool? I suspect yes. But we'll see. Hill of Magic in a perfect row will be x-rayed Monday. Probably hand walked for a couple of days because she could tie up, and then start in the pool. She's going to be rowdy on a hand walk, then fine, she can go right in the pool. Maybe start off very low amounts in the pool and then work her way up. And then as that bone is completely healed up, start her with some track work. But she's going to stay in Ohio for a number of reasons. Kathy with an Eye is back in at Northfield Park. I saw her the other day when I was back. She looks awesome. Luck of the Dragon's not here anymore. I may have a dated list. I need to catch those names as they come up. You are no longer with us. Massive Profit went out to the field today. Everything's gone according to plan for him. We had the chips out, sutures out, a week and a half in the field, and now to the big field. This is exactly what we want to do. We'll bring him back in December 1st. He's in a long time off. And I don't know that, the reason we want to bring them mostly back in for December 1st, at that time you're getting miserable weather, you're getting frozen ground. What's the benefit for a horse to be out a month heading into December or 2 months heading into January? December 1st is for most of them, and it will be also for our boy, Massive Profit. Matt's MVP is back in now. He looks big, he looks great. Show me. We're all going to live in Missouri while this guy's training down. You have to show me that your attitude has changed and you want to be a racehorse, and I hope he does. Of Tom will come back in first part of December also. Want to skip a few will also come back in. Peanut Butter and Jelly is coming back in this week. In fact, maybe today she might be back in. I know she's slated to come back in very, very soon. I'm worried there might be traffic on this road. I'm getting off. Prairie Fire starts training. He was going to train today, but it was pouring rain. Jason wanted to wait, so him and Rose Above It are training. Rose Above It's about 2 weeks ahead of the training, or a week and a half. Prairie Fire starts his first training trip on Monday. He'll probably be ready for some heavy lifting first part of December also. Procrastinator will come back in December 1st. I knew there was another horse out at Winterwood, and I couldn't remember who it was, and now I do. It's Procrastinator. Purple Aura will come back in December 15th, I would imagine. Renegade Gypsy the 15th. Resolute Bay the 15th. Rose Above It is back in now and training. Again, he's going to be ready for some heavier lifting towards the third week in November, I suspect. By heavy lifting, I mean 2.8, 2.10 in the jog cart, get ready to school and qualify. I suspect first part of December, Rose Above It will be ready to go. And that is exactly right on where we wanted to be. Rosie's Masterpiece is back in and going now. Mario said she's ready to start training. I said, okay, here's what we're going to do. I don't want any screw-ups. We're going to take her to the vet. I want to take my 1% up to the vet and get him checked out. This is a horse that is near and dear to my heart. This is Dewey Ann's baby. So before we start, I saw him the one day he crept over on the shaft a little bit, and I'm wondering, is there a curb there? Is there a little, if there's a little OCD, I'm taking it out right away. So I want to get him looked at. Not worried in any way, shape, or form, but I want to make sure that it gets looked at quickly. He was in a little bit before everybody else, so it only stands to reason he can get looked at now. Rosie's Masterpiece was turned out because her knees were open. There were some lines in her knees. I want to get her all checked over and make sure she's ready to start doing the work that we're about to feed her right now. So Rosie's Masterpiece goes to the vet on Monday, but everything looks great from where I sit on Rosie. Slim Jimmy will come back in December 15th. Stonebridge Dolce, probably the 1st of December for her. She didn't have a very difficult, I shouldn't say that, just because she didn't work on the track much didn't mean she didn't train much. She did. We'll see. I'll ask Wayne Schaefer if he believes that he has the appropriate amount of weight. It's not that she was skinny, but I want her 70 pounds overweight when she comes back in so that we can take it off and keep her in good shape when we train her back. I suspect somewhere between December 1st and December 15th. She will be back in. Hakati, Stonebridge Hakati is back in now and doing his work. Sweet on Pete. She'll be back in December 15th. She needs all the time she can get. Big Philly had a good year for us. The end of the year was a little disappointing, but she was a big moose and she had a real good year for us. 3 Point Blue Chip, he's going to be racing into November, so I don't know. We'll see. I haven't really mapped that out because everything is wait and see, right? How does he do in the matron? Okay, then he might be able to go to the Valley Victory. Okay, how do you do in the Valley Victory? At that point, he could be done. We could be well into November before we ever think of stopping with him. So we'll see what that looks like. I would suspect he'll be out till at least January 1st. I would want to turn him out in Pennsylvania or Kentucky, to be honest. One or the other. We'll see. I don't even know where I'm going to turn 3 Point Blue Chip out. The reason, it's not that I need a specialty paddock. If we're going to turn him out December 1st, it makes more sense to have him somewhere where there's likely not going to be snow so that he can play and have the appropriate amount of time to relax in the field also. Taiwan On will come back in December 1st. Tioga Sunshine will likely stay out till mid-December, first to mid part of December. Twinbee Habanero is back in jogging now. Jason got him back in last week. Twinkle in Her Eye will come back in towards the end of the month. Well, she's out right now with Massive Profit, so I suspect we'll bring them both in December 1st. Unbeatable Kemp will come back in December 1st. Voyage of Ice and Fire will come back in December 1st. Our girl, Will to Win Hanover, she's already back in. She came back in today. She looks awesome. And also, Will to Win Hanover, he'll come back in at some point towards the end of the month into December 1st. So that is everybody. Everybody. That's all our 2-year-olds. Heading into 2022, man, we get some nice 2-year-olds here. Put together a great roster of horses. I hope it looks as good on the track as it does on paper. Heading into the end of 2021 into 2022. So, hope you guys are having a good weekend. It's a miserable, rotten weekend here. Pouring rain and cold. Just a horrible weekend. Hopefully you guys are having some better weather wherever you're at. We'll talk to you all very soon.